So, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Redstone Quarry podcast, episode 39. Today we are joined by three people, being...
My name is Sven, 22. Hey guys.
Hello, it's me, NWA.
I am Niels.
And I am out, and we're not out yet. But today we will have a bit of a short podcast due to reasons.
Sorry.
Yeah, the situation is not great. Basically, last weekend, we'll probably get back to this later on, but the Conspiracy was doing a big digging event, and as a result, we couldn't record it on Saturday, as usual. Now we're recording it on Monday, but of course, it's a lot harder for some people to record and edit and that kind of stuff during the week. So, yeah, we'll have to, well, do things a bit differently this week. But there's still some time to do stuff, I guess. Anyway, let's go to the comments. Okay. First of all, Mitchell Janssen says, wait, you guys are Dutch? What the fuck? Yes, well, some of us are. Niels and me. Well, Niels
Nee.
Niels
Ben
and
die
I
Nederlands.
speak Dutch. Good enough.
And the bot is also Dutch.
The bot is also Dutch. That's very important. The most important member to the podcast is the bot,
Yeah,
which
he's always
actually records
there.
everything, so it's very important.
Huh.
Anyway, moving on. For write your questions, choose to do riddles/math/science problems, not only quotes. If you do quotes, make them very obscure so that require actual knowledge and/or a lot of research, not just a simple Google. I like math science, the math science idea, seeing as this is a technical podcast, though. Yes.
Math science, like real life or in-game math science?
Probably more like real life, but math is quite universal, I would say. So that's
Yeah,
a
well,
bit of other discussion you could have there.
I think having something for in-game that would make more sense.
Yeah, but I like my quotes. Like
Yeah, okay.
I like stories.
I will
Well,
leave
actually,
your
no, it
quotes,
depends.
okay.
I like some stories a lot, and I like to do that through the show that through the quotes. And we also talk a lot about technical stuff on here, so I don't actually mind personally talking about some other, mentioning other stuff like books and that kind of stuff, which I like. I don't know, maybe I'm making it a bit too personal, but yeah, I like
Books.
more than just technical Minecraft.
Like
that's
so
why.
before internet.
Well, not really books actually. I'm. It's kind of silly. Like sometimes I think about writing stories, but I personally hate reading. You could say it's not arrogant, but well, I'm sorry. It's more fun to write and read sometimes.
I want to
Uh.
bake a cake, even though they're disgusting.
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of like that.
Well, if you're having fun in the baking process, then it's worth it, right?
Yeah, but
Um,
what are you going to do with the cake then?
what do you do
You're
with
going
cake?
to
Well,
sell them.
someone else eats it. That's kind of how
Yeah.
it works.
Who wants to buy my cake? It's really disgusting.
You don't have to
but
buy it. You can just have to you can just put your book
Who wants to
online
have my
public
cake?
if you want to,
It's
or
really
you can keep it
disgusting.
yourself.
Niels, could you ship the cake to Norway?
If you pay 90 euros, I will ship it to Norway.
Hmm.
Oh no, wait, that's just for a normal envelope. For a package, it's probably more. I don't know.
Enemy has an interesting thought, I believe. He said,
Looking back at the comments, there are quite a few people that were wondering what do you do the one command thing for, and sounds like you had no clue what you're talking about.
Oh, well, thank you. Actually, I think there was only one person asking that, no?
There are multiple comments about
Nazan
it.
asked about that. And oh yeah, Yewe mentioned something about that. Of course, Yewe has to like make 3 comments. Anyway, well, it's kind of, I don't know. Maybe it's easy to explain once the video's out and you can see what's going on. But yeah, I basically wanted to see how I would package a lot of commands in one command, like as little commands as possible. I called one command, but it's more like one commands, which is silly. But basically, it's about compression technology. We've always talked about it as one command technology, so that's why. So yeah, I've just looked into how it exactly works. I mean, I always knew it had something to do with. I mean, always you could see that like stacks of falling sand and that kind of stuff, but I never really took a proper look. So now I know like the top one has a full command to activate all the other ones, and then the second top one, which gets executed last, has a command to remove all the other stuff and that kind of stuff. So now I know how they do that, and now I know how I can do my stuff, which in fact
Do you
is working.
think this is the ideal way, or do you think Mojang should add something where instead of set block and fill /structure place, and then you can describe your structure in a more like a schematic format? which you say
It would be
here this
interesting.
block, that block next to it.
Guess it would make a lot of stuff easier, yeah. Then
Because
again, they
then
probably
you don't have as much overhead with minecart here, minecart there, all of that.
the thing is, it would only be useful for like basing in stuff you find on Nintendo or somewhere else, in like your own world. Because I mean, for stuff in the same world, you can just use clone, and I think Mojang's are gonna be like, well, then just rebuild it. I don't have a feeling they don't want to help us with this. So I don't
Just
see it
rebuild
happening.
it. It's a
Yeah, like just
if
rebuild
you
it.
have a massive thing with just lots
Well,
of
during Minecon they showed their
Oh yeah, the
structure
structure block.
block. Oh, so that might be something that they could use.
Yeah, they said
They
they
said,
may
"Hey,
add something similar. Like they thought about
this is
it.
like your schematic importer block now, and everyone would be happy."
I guess yeah. It would
Or save
make
as
lots of
schematic
easier.
block and import as schematic block. That's what I would like. Like, bam, done. Awesome. GG.
Well, for now it doesn't work, so we'll have to do it like that.
I don't know. I think we at TRQ 36, I think I mentioned this. It's something with the structure block on that it basically can copy this is a mod that adds structure block GUI mod for 15W34A.
I think I may already have seen
basically-
this actually.
Hmm?
I think I may already have seen this actually. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
It adds a GUI so you can use the structure block thing. So
Yeah, you're right.
maybe
Yeah, you've
Will be
already shown
something.
us, you're right. Okay. Well, I don't think we should talk too much more about something we already discussed in the past.
I just mentioned.
Anyway, we should probably move on. So with that being said, actually this reminds me of a video by Staffehn where you can like do multiple commands in one command, but I think I'll talk about that one later. I saw it.
I think that was this week, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that was this week. Anyway, more follow-up. So as for the growth are concerned, I don't really have any plans. I'll probably think of it before the end of the podcast and come up with growth. Probably gonna be not technical. Sorry, Mr. Creeper, but I like my stories.
Next comment is from Mr. Creeper about the Minecon panel thing we asked you guys about. And he thinks that uploading panels to YouTube, even in low quality, isn't that necessary. But they should live stream all the panels and in good quality, of course. He, for example, woke up at 5 AM to watch a certain panel and did weren't even streaming that one. So yeah.
Well, first of all, you should have checked the schedule. But
Well, I think in the
that's something
schedule
for yourself.
that it said which ones are live streamed and which ones aren't.
Well, it was quite simple. They constantly live streamed the Platinum Suite, the main stage, and there was also a third live stream which had also like.
Platinum Suite was not being live streamed all the time.
Sorry. I mean the panel room S1, I think it was called, like the big hall and the main stage, right?
And then one streamed where it's just switching between
But switching between a bunch of
interviews,
stuff.
and sometimes it was just a duplicate of one of the other streams. So that's
Well, yeah, I mean they wanted to like still cover the big panels, I guess. So I'm okay with that. In fact, you can see that they're like copying. I think they're copying from that for a lot of panels. But yeah, that's how it works. I did find it funny that like also these British hosts on that bar on those things. Like I have a feeling that I think that those things are done by Multiplay, which played a decent role in the organization of the event. So they just hired a bunch of British people from the region, I guess, to host and do interviews and that kind of stuff. Went from Mojang, obviously. Anyway, about the quality and live streaming. Well, I don't have any like knowledge of this of the technical side of this.
I mean, I think they could do more. Like when you pay
I don't know. Do all of these cameras have a Wi-Fi connection? I don't know. Like you need some hardware support, I guess.
You can like hook them up with LAN or whatever. Should be
why would they use Wi-Fi?
Well, I don't know. You need some
Wi-Fi
way
is
to
bad.
live. I don't have a clue. You live stream normal footage. Well,
yeah, whatever.
I mean, they're experts, so I guess
I
they
think
should.
like as a company that as big as Mojang, they should be able to do proper live stream and proper YouTube upload and so on. Like they obviously have the money to hire people who know what they're doing, and if they turns out they themselves not even quite sure like who's responsible for all the things. So
Multiplayer is responsible for a lot of stuff as far as
Yeah,
I'm aware.
when we talked about that Margael got asked what was up with the panels and he had no clue and so on. So maybe the organization on their part was a bit fucked up. So maybe next time a bit better or a lot better. What I'm hoping for. I don't know.
Well, that's what enemy is hoping for at least.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, as for higher quality, I guess, yeah. Like, it's a lot easier for him to stream it than have to edit everything, I guess. So, in that sense, I do get that perspective. As for other stuff, though... Nah, never mind. Anyway, I think we should probably move on to more comments. So, Mitchell was a creeper. Oh, yeah, right. Nasm talked about about the one command thingy as well. Yeah, Nasm linked me to a filter made by a Gentle Giant, JC apparently. And it turns out that something very similar has been made to what I wanted to make. Not entirely similar though. Let's get that straight. Basically, from what I can tell, Gentle Giant made a filter which basically takes the structure and converts it into one command you can paste. So I guess it probably uses some modules to paste to the clipboard, or he wrote his own code for that. And like suppose you then just Control V it into a command block and you're good. Now that's nice and all, but the thing is that for like you do have quite a limitation with what you can paste. Like from my experience, you can't really do over 400. Can't really put over 400 commands in one command, like 400 effective commands like subblock. So that kind of limits what you reach with that. What my filter does is basically, first of all, it teleports you to a location which will be above the structure. It makes you look up. So first, oh yeah, also tell this
Looking
filter
up,
just
very important.
yeah, whatever. It takes over your keyboard and mouse. It takes over your keyboard and it uses your keyboard to type to type stuff and enter, and also uses right click. And basically, so it types the command, the teleport command, teleports you. It uses a fill as well to basically create a big platform. Then it also creates some more command blocks and some other stuff. And then it starts basically entering stuff into a command block and replacing the redstone block next to it to trigger it, and that starts spawning a bunch of command block planes on top of the platform, which then also remove itself and blah blah blah. And basically, you can. It should be. It does have a finite. I mean, it doesn't work above a certain range simply because you need to run a distance to load the entire platform, I guess. But you can get thousands upon thousands of blocks done with it, so it's a lot more powerful than just one command. And that's basically what it does, but I'm still working. So there, I think I did got a functional version basically. Enemy saw it as well with the Guardian Farm switch, which I pasted into his world, or at least mostly. But I still want to do a lot of stuff for optimizing before I publish it. Because in its current state, it takes roughly, I think it takes 2 minutes or something to paste a big structure like that, which is kind of slow if you're asking me. Like, it's still faster than having to download the world, even if you own the server, I guess, and paste it in, but still. So yeah, that's basically what it does. And hopefully there will be a video about that in a couple of weeks. But for now, just check out Gentle Giant's filter, which I will link down in the description. Dang it, I also forgot his name. Giant filter. Okay, so that's that comment. Let's continue quickly because yeah, we don't have too much time. RobiTobi says, is a quote from Galileo Galilei. That was just a guess from what I read somewhere some time ago. No, nothing to do with him. However, I'm not gonna go through the entire comment chain, but basically, Robbie figured it out. So I don't think I really helped him. And the quote apparently was from the third installment of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series. It's called Life, the Universe, and Everything. And yeah, it's a nice series, so that's why I happen to have it on bookshelf. Also, one of the few books I actually read in the past years voluntarily.
I thought you don't like reading.
Yeah, that's why I don't read a lot of books. Those are some of the last books I read on my own, not for school or anything. Yeah, with that out of the way, we can move on. Oh yeah, also the answer will be down in the description, of course, as usual. Yeah, about one command, so I already mentioned that.
If you got all of them.
Not sure. Something about Yewe being on holidays. Yeah, I don't think so. And the other stuff is pretty weird. So yeah, I think we're good. Wait, also, we should mention 200 subscribers. That should be in the editorial bits, but
Yay.
yay, 200 subscribers. Anything to
Makes
say,
me
anyone?
happy.
It makes Norwegian happy.
Makes me happy.
I personally am quite surprised that there's been so much growth. Like on my own channel,
239 episodes. That
Yeah,
is faking is hard. 5 subscribers an episode. That's
well, it's not really linear much, right? But like I remember when I got back to active YouTubing December 2013, I made weekly videos for a couple of months. Then I stopped again and I got back to it, and it was a bit on and off. But with everything considered, I got to 100 subscribers in July. Actually, that's not. So yeah, that was 100. And then like outage happened, but that's not very normal. So everything considered, like took me almost the same time to get to 100. Well, I wasn't as active, but still. So it's nice to see that the channel seems to be growing faster than that. So yeah, that's quite nice. We will try to keep making videos, I guess, for well as long as we're interested. Would be nice to get at least to 1 year, 52 episodes.
Or a stack. Stack would be cool.
A stack.
yeah.
That's 64 for those who don't use enemies' strange vocabulary. Yeah.
I'll do a double chest.
A double chest.
Yeah,
I'll do my energy.
3,456 episodes.
I don't think you can really do that, like in our lifetime.
Well, that's only 66 years, so it is possible.
64 times 6 times 9, right? Divided by
Uh,
52. Oh yeah, you're right,
4, 5,
66
6
years. You're right.
Divided by 52. And you
Oh, I
already
guess
have
it's
one
doable,
of
yeah.
them done, so it's only 65 years. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
I
Okay.
guess you're right, Niels, but I still think it's a bit of a strange idea.
Then it's actually what enemies thinking. You know that one dream you had.
Yeah, it's like all of us old sitting here doing our thing.
You always have a list. You always start and throw it out of here.
I don't have a list this week because of something we did this week and when a lot of
Stuff we did
ti-
this
well,
week, later on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because of that. Because of something
Yes,
we'll
that's
probably talk
exactly
about
what
later.
happened.
Now, well, then smaller news because STDW stuff
What?
we did
What?
this week.
That's for later on, Niels.
Yeah,
SWDW.
just start with normal news now, guys. What do
Okay.
you have?
So what do I have? Well, first of all, I have the video by Staffehn, which I mentioned earlier. The thing is that a long time ago he made a suggestion on Reddit, basically to have something. If you want to really summarize it, I guess you could say variables in commands. It's a bit more than that. Yeah, to be able to work with stuff in a bit more of a variable manner, I guess. Like basically, some of the things we suggest was that you can have like you can use custom names. So like the name of an entity. Often you can already print those using tell raw commands, for example, using the selector tag in JSON tag. However, you can just print it. You can't really do anything with it. So, one of the suggestions was basically to use a custom name tag to be able to set other string tags to that kind of stuff. So basically to say we're going to take a random name and then we're going to give this entity that name, or we're going to take a random name and we're going to give like create a cat, and that's going to be the name of the owner. And yeah, so basically what it video about this week is that where you implemented all those suggestions, or I think all of those. I'm not sure. And also some other stuff pertaining to integers, basically using your scoreboard values to set tags in a variable way, which is very useful. But yeah, so basically he made commands a lot more versatile. Also, one of the things he did is he implemented more JSON-like syntax for commands and MBT, and using that, he can basically execute multiple commands within the same command block, which is interesting. And he also changed the execute. He also messed around. That also allows you to do execute in a bit of a strange way, apparently, which is also interesting because that's kind of the way execute currently works. It kind of binds you to certain rules as to how that would translate to actual for loops in actual normal programming language. So you can't just to create any kind of for loop. And you could say that because it executes, you can only create for loops which contain another for loop or the command or one line of code. So yeah. Anyway, that's that. So we have a link to both his video and his Reddit thread in the description. maybe someone else can talk about something now. Well, you guys are very nice.
Yeah, I didn't watch a lot of videos
Because of stuff we did this week. Actually, I already mentioned it, so I'm not sure I'm being so
Oh, okay.
secretive about it, but oh well.
Nobody knows what it is, duh.
Uh,
Secret.
Mango made a short little video about a compact, resettable, long duration pulse extender. Yeah, there's not too much to say about it. It's quite a nice design. It's fairly small, and yeah, it's a pulse extender, like exactly what it says. I don't think we need to go into that much. Links in the description if you guys are interested and need one or something. So yeah.
Okay, I'll be willing to that. Let's check some other stuff this week. Oh yeah, also about the video from my Logan, I'm sorry. I saw it in the list like today and I was like, yeah. Probably should have watched that. But that's not too much
Probably.
more. Yeah, I'm quickly just going through the list right now.
Oh, last podcast you guys said I should like explain the sandstorm or something.
Yes, because you watched the video.
Yeah, basically what happens is the fire of the inner crystal is like blazing the obsidian block after the new entities come through, or the new falling sand comes through, and then the falling sand falls through the platform, and that's why it's so fast. And then like it also falls onto a truncated chest or something, so it also becomes an item. So if he has 2 items afterwards, and he like just pipes them through to the overworld and then to his player who places them again.
Wait, so sand falls onto End Castle and it breaks. Why?
No, it doesn't fall onto the
Not
ender
on.
crystal. Like the ender crystal is there, so and it comes in the end. The sand
Yes.
falls down, and the ender crystal fire, because there's no block below the ender crystal, will try to place a fire, but it can't, right? And that fire will like break the block in the middle of the platform, and of the obsidian platform, and then the sand falls through that hole, and lands on something below there, which breaks it, like a slab or a chest or whatever. I think here I used a chest in this example, but it doesn't matter really much. You can use whatever. And
So
yeah.
basically, by putting an Ender Crystal in that position, you can constantly keep the platform open, or like
Yes,
keep a hole.
because it tries to generate a fire every tick, but there's no block there, so the fire just disappears again.
So there's no real point to the whole piston trick. I figured out earlier, is there? Except
Yeah,
for you
not
being too
anymore.
lazy to push in an Ender Crystal. Ah, that was such a cool trick. Dang it.
Yeah, but then
Oh, well.
was way cooler.
No,
But
that is
better.
way cool. You
But
pushed.
about-
It was like so precise. You could break obsidian with pistons, basically. Oh, whatever. I thought it was cool.
Like, yeah.
Enemy does not agree. I see.
Wait a second. No, I'm just thinking about something else. If the... Nah, okay, it doesn't work. Like, if you can push the ender crystal through blocks, right? A bit.
I guess.
Because then you could use that fire to break anything. If you can manage to push it into the block.
Bedrock breaking?
For example.
Like, I guess maybe not bedrock bottom, but being able to break the nether ceiling would already be very useful, right? I know, maybe it starts. Doesn't it often explode when you push into blocks?
You'd have to break from the bottom to upwards. Otherwise, there's a block below the crystal where the fire could be on, and then it won't work anymore, right? I will assume. I don't know. Never tested. Maybe someone else can like find out.
Ray, more bedrock breaking, but this time like actually lots more bedrock breaking.
Maybe I'm like completely stupid, and it's like, oh yeah, you cannot push the ender crystal into a block. It doesn't work.
Well,
I don't know.
It is kind of weird. Like on Panda's video, I did see it explode kind of randomly at some point. So maybe it also tries. I wouldn't be surprised if it just explodes if you push it into blocks.
Panda pushed it, and it was still sitting on a block, and that's why it exploded. You can't push when it's sitting on a block.
That's not very logical, but okay.
No, it is, but whatever. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I never tried. Whatever. I think that's like probably a good enough explanation for you guys, right? Okay.
I guess, yeah. So you can watch Jaywork's video in the description. It will be linked.
Yeah, can watch it again. Hear a proper explanation. What else was this week?
I have a video.
Was new Snapshot? Was there? Wasn't there?
I think there was, but
I have
didn't
no clue.
check it.
Like,
I mean, I guess it's been pretty obvious that I'm not that interested in the snapshots unless there's like big features, but
Oh yeah, fail. Snapshot came out, yes, that's true, and it reintroduced entity collision.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
We should definitely talk about that.
It's
It's
totally
a
like-
joke.
No, it's not a joke.
Hopefully.
It's actually.
I hope
actually
it's a
like the
joke.
track
Something
put it
else
in.
we could quickly mention before we go into that. They removed the armor thingy again, where basically Jab tweeted about that. I'll link to Jab's tweets about it. So yeah, first of all, Snapshot. What's it? 15W40 or something?
I'm not sure.
Or it can't be because this is episode 39 and we started before the start of the year.
36 probably, I would assume, but I'm not actually sure.
36D, right.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah,
36,
I'll also
but-
link to the Jab's tweet. Basically, armor is does not when armor loses durability, it does not lose its protective potential anymore.
But they still nerfed how much protection you get, right?
Well, I mean,
Or is it, like,
diamond armor is
completely
still better than
rolled
iron
back?
armor, but
No, but like it's 1.8 armor is better than 1.9 armor. Or is it
oh, I'm
exactly
not sure
the
about
same
that.
as
I
in 1.8
don't know.
now?
I don't know if I don't really care that much if it's a bit less, but I just don't like the idea of
I care.
oh, my armor is low. I should better create new armor or repair it again. Like, no, I want to be able to use it until it's empty.
Okay. Well, it's nice that like doesn't like lose protection with durability. Okay, what else? Like with the entity collision, I actually don't like that. Like I think
Yeah, I
when they
actually kind
removed
of
it,
agree.
it was like a good move because like back then it's like, oh, there's this one wide pathway and we like two players are going opposite ways, and now like we have to be super careful to not like push each other off or like stuff like that. It's like,
I actually
and
thought they removed it because they didn't want people to troll each like. Probably it's not because of that, but I thought
Yeah,
they
like,
just
you
didn't
can-
want people to like push each other around and into lava or whatever, because it was annoying on
yeah,
servers.
that is something. Then also like you can get stuck on animals and like and entities propel you away. It's like also something.
Also, maybe they should have just done it for players. So I don't even know what the point of it was. Like maybe I hope this is to implement something else that they did it, because on its own I don't really see much value in it.
I think they implement because of PvP because it makes sense for that in some way, but I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, but if you're on a ladder, the other person falls
Yeah.
off. Yeah,
Yeah,
makes
like-
sense.
And also,
Like
like, if
in,
you're in a one way, it's ice tunnel or something. I guess you
Yeah.
can just, if you're fast enough, you won't be bounced back probably. I mean, you
I don't
will.
know.
It's not
I
like
don't
you're.
know.
I mean, I hope it's not like, oh crap, let's go a kilometer backwards so the other person can go.
Well, like
Uh.
there's also what I think in Doc's snapshot video was shown. He goes up a ladder because the villager is pushing upwards, stuff like that. It's like, hey, what the hell? This is like this game has been out for 4 years. Like this shouldn't be still a thing. I don't think empty collision is a good thing. Like he also showed when you have just a bunch of entities and they will like propel you away, which is something they fixed by removing the entity collision back then. And then it was still bugged that when you like get damaged, you can still get propelled by entities. That's what I think Senka and Celians used for the void crawler thingy they had going on. And now you can just use it to like make this fast transportation or like this particle collider they made. Really funny to look at, but yeah, it's like, hey, I don't think this should be a thing. I don't like it.
I guess
Well, if they're
as time
gonna
turns.
implement,
No, go ahead.
if they're gonna implement like all features, they should also do the gears.
The what?
The gears. There's a feature that never got into the game, but post a bunch of screenshots of.
Well, I don't think they have a big use, and those are awesome.
What else? I think they did something with the zombies once again. The snapshot. I
I'm
don't
not
quite
sure.
remember what it was.
So yeah, people have been making some elevators and stuff. I know. Do you guys have particular video of elevators, or are we not gonna link one?
I can't think of any video because I just like didn't watch anything
It's
this week.
Doc's video.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh well.
I don't know, like link a bunch of the snapshot videos. So I don't know.
There's a bunch of videos. So just look something up, I guess. Snapshot elevator. Anyway, snapshots. Snapshot 15W36D can be found in the description for download if you want to. Or Who do you download it? I mean, you know the clients. Anyway, that's gonna be it for now, I guess. So that's Snapshot news.
I think it on the Snapshot news, yeah.
Okay, so enemy.
Um,
Let's talk about more news. You told have no more news.
hmm. Like looking around like you always do, trying to find something. Yeah, like yeah, Panda made a video. Panda made a video about 10 bugs in current snapshot, current versions.
11.
Whatever.
Depending on how you count, yeah.
And how it should be fixed. For example, that
Well, suggested fix, I guess.
yeah, there are a bunch of completely different things. That, for example, when you have droppers, that they if they face up or downwards, they spawn mobs inside them. Or if you use spawn eggs on fences, that the mobs are inside the fence, not on top. Stuff like that. Mostly, yeah,
Easy fixes.
Easy fixes and not that big changes, and fixes that make sense. So, what do you guys think?
Well, the number 11 I think was cool because of the lapis block.
Yeah, like in the end of the video, he has like still the current and fixed thing. Like he had current on the left side of the screen and fixed on the right. In the end, when he's like doing his outro, he still has it on, but he has a current lapis block texture and then the old lapis block texture as the fixed again thing. So yeah, I don't know. I like the old one better as well. But yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Other stuff this week. Agent Bradmore made a video which I personally find quite interesting. It's basically a filter to generate what he calls clouds. It's good thing while you just create random blocks, right? But his filter uses a lot of more patterns on that, which I find kind of good. I mean, because in reality, clouds aren't random, of course, they're like clusters. And often if you look at the sky, you kind of see like patterns in it, right? You see like lines and such in cloud, like, well, not always, but
I never have clouds on.
I'm talking not about Minecraft clouds, I'm talking about real clouds, damn it.
Oh.
So a filter
I
to
also
create
turned those off.
clouds which look a bit like like you look outside sometimes, like you have a job, so you should be outside sometimes, I guess. And then you look at the sky and you see that there's like lines sometimes in the clouds. Like I think it's because of wind, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't really look at the clouds a lot. It's
Yeah, no,
not
but
when
some, like
when
you've
I'm on
looked
my
around the
bike,
clouds probably enough in your life
I
to
look in
notice that
front
there's
of me,
it's not totally
the
random.
clouds above me.
It's not just clusters there, there's actually often patterns and such in there. So that's kind of what his filter is about. He tries to emulate some of these patterns, and yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I never really thought about it really, but I mean, yes, right, there are patterns which you would have to take into account if you want to create a realistic version of clouds in Minecraft. So that's what the filter does, and I will link to his video about it in the description. So, Adrian Bradmore's clouds.
Something else that happened this week was that Redstone Chess made a flying machine that it's controlled by a cauldron. Also, so he basically decides when the flying machine should stop, depending if the cauldron is full or empty, because he flies past comparators that like measure the cauldron fill level, I guess. And then he just stops there. So basically, you could have multiple stations where you use flying machine transportation towards in a line. And when you come to a station where you want to stop, you fill the cauldron and then it will stop you at that station. It's
I find
basically
it
like
funny if, like, I'm currently also watching it, so I haven't watched it, to be honest, but from your description, I don't find it too useful, to be honest. Like, I'm wondering when
like,
you would have a machine like that. I don't know.
I think that's like you would only use it when you're using the flying machine for your own transport. I don't know if I don't think a lot of people do that to like fly around instead of like using a minecart or something.
Well, actually, yeah, in that sense, he does have a point. I do find it's a funny thing to like use flying machines for your own transportation, but it's of course not an efficient method. But like, you can fly through the sky and like admire the view and such. And have like a station every once in a while.
You know where that could be potentially useful?
Reflex.
Absolutely. No, like I was thinking, when would you use flag machines instead of minecarts? And fairly recent thing, when you generate ender crystals. Imagine you have like
Yeah,
you're
because you don't
flying.
need rails, I guess.
Yeah, we don't have any stuff to blaze rails on normally. Yeah. So you could have like
Still so slow though. I
one
don't
of
know.
those stations. If you can make one of them movable, so you can move that with your energy crystal generator, and then you have multiple stations in the back, and you like bring the ender crystals back, and you bring it back. You go to the last one, and then the ender crystal stays there, and it's quote unquote filled, and you go forward again till you come to your ender crystal generator, grab the next ender crystal, and then you go back and you stop at the second class one. So you just like pile all your ender crystals over there, and then you move them from there to somewhere else. I don't know.
I guess, but like,
I guess I'm trying really hard to find a use for this machine.
you do have a point. I mean, it's useful to like go somewhere to like. Well, you need them to push them back anyway. So, but to actually get there, I'm feeling I would still use minecarts. I mean, if you want to be practical, I do get the idea of like, hey, look, you have like here the end of the island, the end of the world, and you have like a station which goes up into nothingness. It's kind of a cool idea. I would like it.
Yeah, but
But,
like if you use minecarts, then you can still not push ender crystals. So that's like why I thought of that. But
well, I'm wondering if there's any like I'm thinking of you used cauldrons. I'm wondering if there's any easier or like nicer control mechanism you would use, like flint and steel. Do you actually use flint and steel when you like butt pistons with it? Like
in
great if you
survival,
don't, but and in survival I would think you do actually.
like when we, for example, build a Moses and start it, I usually just place a slime block there and break it, or just leave it on or something. But like, yeah, it really depends what I have in my inventory. Usually, I don't carry a flint and steel around.
Yeah, I guess. In that case, I think
Yeah,
that's gonna
on
be
the
it
other
for
hand,
that
like
video.
if you have something like this, wouldn't it be easier if you just like place a redstone block and remove? Well, okay, yeah. In this case, you cannot place a redstone block there because it's not your line of sight. So I guess it makes a bit sense. But if you could just set up in a way where you can place a redstone block and break it again, right? Eventually.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be very useful. I think Golden's maybe is actually a pretty good way. Although you just need to refill the water, but that's about it. So anyway, nice machine by Jazz again. Maybe not too useful, but still nice video. With that being said, I
You know what?
don't have anything I still have to. I still can't talk about. Like Lorgon's machine, I'll try to think about next week. Sorry, people.
I
So
always think like when I see something like that, like he probably made that because he has some very specific use of it. Like he wants to use it in some build or something. I should say like I sometimes think of like there's this like crazy single player world, Slimestone City where like everything is Slimestone automated and flies around like. The like there's pictures from the 60s with the future cities with like flying cars around skyscrapers and
that's
everything.
Jazz's next world secretly.
Yeah, it's like how just the world looks like, just with everything with limestone. I don't know.
Maybe. It's always possible, I guess.
And like this is this limestone transportation system throughout the city. Whatever. Okay, yeah. Moving on, I guess. What's the next thing?
What is the next thing? Well, yeah, that's the thing. I don't have anything on my list anymore. I mean, I think I've discussed everything I want to for this week.
Niels, no talk about?
I already said no.
This week.
I guess we could just say
Reason you didn't do your work.
you
I
You
was
could
busy
hey.
doing school and digging.
Hey guys, if we missed anything, let us know. We will talk about it next time.
Stuff we do this week, but not you guys, because I'm more important. Also other reasons.
I want to ask, what did we do last week?
So my video from last week was very interesting, and I already talked about. Actually, no, it wasn't that interesting, but I already talked about it last week. So come to that. Video for this week hasn't been made yet. Sorry, I'm lazy. I'm procrastinating. This is
Well,
something I
it
can't
has
talk about
been
either.
made. Wout is just keeping it a secret for the moment.
No, I started
Shh,
working on it
Wout,
yesterday night, but that's about it. It's gonna be a bit of a bigger project, but I don't know. Yeah, apart from that, I finished Clannad After Story. It was actually very good. I'm happy I watched it. Even though Clannad was so slow-paced and actually kind of boring in a lot of
Is this
lot
the
of
about
points.
anime podcast section again?
Yeah, well, you guys always talk about, oh, I did it in school. Well, so we got back at that,
I don't
guess.
have school. I don't talk about that.
Today I did
Region always
something
talks about
in the
school.
factory. I don't know what you
Yes.
do. You do stuff where like control robots and cool stuff.
Huh.
I
So,
don't
what
want
did
to
you
talk
do?
about it.
Talk a bit.
I don't think I'm like trying to think actually, but this week I did basically nothing. Like
Okay, let's start with
no,
stuff we
I
did.
have to think of it a bit further. There has to be something. I
Hmm.
worked a bit on selection 2 commands, trying to do some optimization and stuff. What else? I worked on a video, and I helped Enemy with with that project. And right now I was, well, before the podcast, I was also working a bit on interpretation of data, which we'll talk about in a second, I guess.
Yeah.
And with all of that being said, I guess there's only one project left, unless you guys did something else this week you would like to talk about.
No.
We
The-
took a huge
well,
show.
Norwegian,
No.
did you do something this week?
What
except for
did
the
we do
weekend
this
project?
week?
Oh, outside the project, basically
Yeah.
nothing.
Okay.
Enemy?
I also did mainly the project and preparation for the project.
Amazing. Okay, I guess it's time to talk about it then.
So, what did we do this week? That's so much.
Did a whole-
Hey, I already talked the entire podcast. It's your project. You guys talk now.
I did a nice little short live stream.
Yes.
No,
Only 44 hours.
a bit longer actually.
Yeah, mine crashed after 44.
Good job. No, we started our super awesome and not stupid slime perimeter.
And
and
I think most of them actually already know if they just watched
yeah, if you guys
10
watched this-
seconds of background footage from the last 10 weeks.
if you've been watching background footage, you can you saw us working on getting all the water out of there. And
Big access and all of that.
last Friday, we started digging at 7 p.m. I think, right?
7 p.m. Central European Summertime.
Okay. We started digging. With I think in total like 8 people there. I think the max was 8-9 people most of the time. Lowest was 2 people. Average I would say 4 or 5 people. Right? Does that make sense?
Well, we will know all of that exactly perfectly
Yeah,
soon.
Niels can tell you later why. I and Niels were live streaming the whole thing. We had like nice little overlay on the side with like top-down view from like a spectator account. Overall, dig went mostly good. Not as many server crashes as last time.
Luckily.
Ran into a big problem though, and Saturday morning at 7, I think. Or was it
Yes.
Sunday already? I'm not quite sure
Oh,
anymore.
hell, Big King.
I don't
Trump
even-
work.
I don't even remember. But the problem, as it turns out, is Norwegian relogged and he got taking inventory. Achievement get, yay. But yeah, like his stats were gone. His achievements were gone.
I
every
just
time
lost
he-
1 million.
Every time he relogged, he spawned in the same position. We talked to Vibe, or server owner. Tried to restore the server to like the last good looking restore point, because the latest one, the 2 latest ones, like were a minute after when they should have been, and like only 130 bytes instead of like 10 MB like all the other ones. So I tried to restore to the last good one, and then like I got like some super long error message that didn't even fit in my browser window. And it turns out server's out of memory, and then
Not like out of RAM, basically out of
out of storage.
yes, the hard drive space.
Yeah. And Charm.
But wait, doesn't it have a massive hard drive, like 2 terabytes?
Yeah, and then Charm came on and found out like, hey, our server like used up like 20 gigabytes with like, I don't know, 18 of that is like backups and so on. But like there's, I don't know, like a terabyte of like backups from another server that we don't even host anymore, just lying around, and a lot of other stuff that like doesn't need to be here. So it's like 1.7 terabytes of chunk just lying around, and that's why it just happened to be full at this point. And yeah, it
That
took
is-
like
So yeah, bad luck.
yeah, it took like around 2 hours to fix all that stuff and finally restore to a good point. And that was like, I don't know, an hour before, a bit more than an hour than before the problem occurred.
You lost 3 to 4 hours in the end.
Yeah, so it
believe.
was 3 to 4 hours in the end. If you keep
3
that
to
in
4
mind,
hours of precious data.
if you keep that in mind, then we actually finish within our 48-hour time limit. So actual digging time or actual time with like the reset in mind is something like 47 hours, right?
Now we finished in 49 real life time. 49 hours real life time.
Yeah, something along those lines.
What else? During the time we dug 3.55 million stone, where stone counts diorite, andesite, and granite as well, right, Niels?
Yes.
Niels made like, I don't know, like 20 scoreboards to keep track of
No,
all
no,
the
no.
stuffs.
In the beginning I had 24, and last minute I added, I think, 4 more or something.
Okay.
In total that's like 28 something.
Maybe you can tell us all the stuff you did with scoreboards, so I don't have to talk the whole time.
Well, last time we had one scoreboard, the Stone Mind, and we were trying to hourly update it using a couple of commands. That went horribly bad because we couldn't do that.
We did the updating. We had like a total on top because if you have enough people, they don't all fit on the scoreboard anymore. Then you don't know how much you actually mined. Because of that, we had a total, and we tried to keep that updated every hour. And for that, you have to run like 4 commands or something.
And that's what. And during the Nether perimeter dig we did last Christmas, we did that by hand. Not by hand. Someone was actually typing in those, copying those into the console. That was not really working out, so we did it. I now did it using a script to execute a couple of commands. No command blocks. Command blocks are forbidden. And yeah, we using that we also I also had tons of other scoreboards, like I just mentioned, 28, and I had another script on my Pi to automatically download them every half an hour. And my idea was to kind of make graphs out of it, see who's the most active with digging, and all of that just for fun. I don't know, might be useful, those graphs. Anticipate how much you can dig actually an hour. I don't know. Fastest digger, who's using up the most food. Norwegian, you just way too many fish.
We also found out because of the scoreboard, Norwegian is the guy who jumps the most, and he crouches a lot.
Yeah,
Funny
score
stuff
for
like
jumps
that.
on the server is 700,000.
I just checked just a moment ago about fish and chicken and steak, how much that was used, and the region used on 2 of them like 500. So in total he used like 500 to 700. So in total he used like 12,000 pieces of food, 1,200 pieces of food. Like enemy only used 700, 800. I don't know. He has been jumping way too much.
I'm not fat, I promise.
Also, during the dig, we kind of spontaneously decided we want to cover the floor in ice, which we also did right after we were done digging. It was like everyone was like in good mood still and so on.
And we had lots of ice.
Yeah, it turned out mining at the ice farm for no good reason was quite a good idea, because we had like 80% of the perimeter floor just in ice lying around in like some chests over there. The rest then took quite a while to get because the ice farm was like partially broken because like some redstone was flooded away or whatever. And yeah, like I think I still streamed then when it was a bit tired in the end, and after a while, like server crashed once, and then like the mob switch we had on, we had just an account at the 2 skeleton spawners, just loading a bunch of skeletons. The problem is every time like that count logs out, all the skeletons despawn. So you have to like wait there for like 15-20 minutes to get them back. And in the end, I didn't like think we should do it again, because like I thought we had enough ice to finish it before we like got all the mobs back anyway. So like the last piece of ice was like max spawn situation. Like there was like, I don't know, like a 50 by 30 area where that wasn't covered, and there were like 120 mobs there.
Yeah, it was quite annoying. You could only
this
work,
was
could only
quite-
work through the day.
What a lot of fun. So yeah. Wout, you were there as like little helper because you're not
Yes,
actually a member of the
because
server.
they
Just little helper.
they noticed that they wouldn't make it on their own, and they were like, "Wout, we need you.
Our Lord and Savior.
Our project is going to fail. We need your help." And then I was like, "Fine, let's help you."
Actually,
And I
Of
saved the
course.
project.
in the beginning, we did should we let Wout on again? And enemy said no. And then Wout was asking all the time, "Oh, can I be on? Can I be
Hey,
on?"
yeah,
And he sent his
I was
army over.
I was like,
and
if it's okay, I
Yeah,
would
like-
like to be
on.
on.
And
I wasn't that
and enemy
conclusive about
just
it.
still didn't want him on, and finally just gave in, and we won.
Wout
About
sent
one.
people from Twitter into my stream to annoy me because
That was a joke.
there were
Apparently
actual
it
people
worked.
there to annoy me. No joke.
Yeah, that's the greatest part about it. I never expected that.
It was a lot of
Usually
fun.
those like tweets I tend to make people do something never work out. So
Also,
yeah, I was surprised.
something really awesome that like after a while like people kept asking us what we're doing because it wasn't like a title or something, like what are you guys doing, what is this hole for, and so on. And as it turned out, slime pyramid is actually a really stupid idea if you think about it, because like, hey, it's only slime and so on. So we also came up with other super stupid ideas during the stream. One of them would be the Tower of Stupidity, as I call it. It's a hybrid between a.
Anyway,
Hmm?
wouldn't you promise like Jeve to get on a podcast and talk about that if you made it?
Yeah, he actually made one, so maybe next week he can be on the podcast.
No, don't talk about it now then. Like
Okay, well,
save
yeah,
it for
sure.
next week.
It's awesome. I have to say.
10 and 10 would be low.
Okay, we're gonna talk about next week then. Yeah, like it was really awesome. Like a lot of people stopped by during the stream. Chell hosted me, which was really cool of him. Most of the people came from him, I would assume. And yeah, like kept up.
Oh,
the
everyone just
motivation
knows your
and-
stream already, duh.
Yeah, it was quite a lot of fun. So thanks again to all the guys who joined and kept us motivated and hang out with us.
You're planning? Are we planning another one? Or
Like
not?
well, like from all the pickaxes we have left, because Niels can calculate like an amount of pickaxes we need, and like all the ones that we didn't break, which aren't like Niels tracked that, so we should
Yeah.
know how many we broken and how many we didn't. And
Little
we
is
can
really good at not breaking pickaxes.
yeah, like we can repair all of those that we didn't break, and then I think we're like good to go for next project, next 48-hour dig if you want to do that again, or if you like find a better reason or good enough reason once more.
Good
Yeah.
enough reason, just
Fish from perimeter, yeah.
yeah. Or just something like the nether herb. Yeah, mobs are spawning here. If I
That's
want to
true.
build something that it's all in the way, let's just clear everything.
No one makes a stuff spawn proof. Let's just like make a perimeter around it so they notice. Sure.
Well, the people that actually notice is like active people.
Yeah. Yeah, like we have like what is it, 4 perimeters now?
Yeah.
Making
Is that, like,
another
the most?
possibly. Making another one, having good enough reason for another one might be hard. I think like the slime
No.
perimeter was already like. I didn't think they would agree to making that because like it's just so like stupid.
Oh, it's not stupid. It's unique. It's awesome. It's
Yeah. Well, like I would do it again. Even if like make only like a mob farm in there or something would be cool.
yeah, that's something.
I quite
It
enjoy
may
it.
be a bit more sense than this, but
Maybe like do another one where we don't just go for time, like the Guardian farm or something. Something like that again. That was also nice to dig. I'm really looking forward to seeing all the statistics Niels made, and like
yeah, well, I'm waiting for Wout on that because I just copied the scoreboard.dat file, and Wout has some MC edit filter thing that doesn't really use anything else in MC edit other than the MBT reader thing, where you should be able to export it into a text file, which I can input into my spreadsheets.
No, that's what Niels wants to. Maybe
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Well, a while ago you tested it on one scoreboard, so it
Yeah,
kinda
but
worked.
like, yeah, but that TXT is not gonna probably not gonna work for copy pasting. You still haven't explained to me what it should look like. I just made something which looks like a table in TXT, which works for me, but you never
Yeah, it
told me
should
that.
be like a table.
Yeah, but like I'm
I-
pretty
I
sure that
showed
the
you-
spreadsheet needs a very specific syntax in order to be able to copy paste it into there simply.
Can you just send in TeamSpeak one of those things as an example?
I guess we can
I'll
talk
do it later,
about
right?
something else we did this week maybe. Before you guys like start arguing over what your scoreboard exporting thing should
Oh,
look
no.
like. Something else that happened this week was our iron farm broke.
Thanks, Nerdy.
Yeah, thanks to
How
Nerdy.
would it have happened? Thanks,
Uh,
Nerdy.
What happened is Nerdy is whitelisted on our server because he used to be on contingency, and contingency members got whitelisted on conspiracy if they wanted to. And he just logs in every once in a while, checks around, and leaves in again most of the time. But what happened is he enderpearled into the killing area where the golems die, and on the way down apparently broke a piece of redstone because he was trying to kill an endermite or something. And that piece of redstone was for the clock that drops the iron into our water stream. It goes towards the storage. And after a while, that dropper filled up, the hoppers towards the dropper filled up past the poppy filter. So after a while, the whole system was backed up, and the iron was just like dropping but not getting collected at all. And no poppies came through because it was all full of iron. And then nothing went to the nether anymore, and the chunk loading stopped basically. And then it all merged into basically a single cell, big ass single cell.
So the conclusion is Nerdy ruined everything, right?
Yeah, basically blame Nerdy.
Okay. We'll link his channel down in the description. You can go there and comment on how bad and easy.
No.
You should tell him he is bad and easy. That's a very important thing.
No. To my surprise, quite a lot of people were happy about this development because they
Yes.
think we need a bigger iron farm. Which,
No,
well,
no.
I don't mind.
No.
But enemy still doesn't have his 1 million, so yeah.
And like
We will
I said,
have
Enemy,
to
what's,
wait
enemy, what's
even
really going on
longer.
here is that people are happy because now he can't laugh anymore about Reflex's iron farm because it's just as efficient now. They're both single cells.
Actually, I was just 1.5
Yes,
cell.
Lorder. I still freaking blame the host. It worked for like half a year. Fine.
well, can I continue?
Okay.
Currently we're working on figuring out what kind of iron farm we want, and maybe like getting a special design for us with all the cool features we have in mind. And it's going to be big, hopefully bigger than other stuffs and all those things. So maybe it's something that will happen soon-ish. I guess like at the very latest when we run out of iron, which yeah.
Couple of years.
I don't know, I think we have like 700,000 blocks of iron in storage, so it will take a bit. I hope before we run out we get a new iron farm. So
Well,
yeah, I think that's like
tons
all
of
I
it.
did this week.
Yeah, and
What about you
sleeping
guys?
after.
Oh yeah, I
the
slept
digging.
after, and I made like a short power nap during the dig, that like 30-minute power nap that turned out to be 6.5 hours. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Enemy is weird. Also, he listened to Nightcore all the way through, and now we called
Not all
Nightmare
the
Core,
time.
and we also had a lot of fun reading out German labels of water bottles, which I did.
You did that.
Yes, and now I know it's Kohlensäure, not Kohlen. I don't know what I said earlier. For some reason, the AU with an umlaut is pronounced the same as the EU.
Not always. But whatever.
Not always. Damn it, you're so phonetic usually. Like, it's so consistent normally.
Most
I
of the
love
time.
German. Like, it's like
Normally, as you said.
yeah, like for the most part, German is very phonetic. You can just read something if you know the rules, and then you don't have a clue what you said, but you still read it. Like that's not the case with all languages.
What did you guys do this week that we haven't talked about?
I think we
I
already
think
discussed everything
nothing.
personally.
Yeah,
Norwegian.
sleeping as well.
You didn't say a lot, but
Nothing
you
else.
did also the same thing, right?
Yes.
Just dug a lot. Actually, Norwegian and I had like almost the same amount. Like for the most time, he was like on the score like so a couple thousand blocks ahead.
20k, exact.
20k. At one point it was 20k, and like at the point where the server like messed up, I almost like caught up. Like I think I was like 1k behind or something, 500 blocks behind, something like that. And then like we rolled back and was 20k behind again. And
then I was happy.
Yeah, and I think in the end I actually turned out to get a bit more than you, but yeah, it's not about who has the most block smiles, about the
Of
whole
course it
project.
is.
It's about the project being done, and yeah, if the scout helps with that, it's awesome. Anything else?
No, I think that's it. So,
I guess.
wow,
Yes.
I think you can do the outro.
Today on the voucher, you guys will gonna have to talk for a long time while I look up a quote. Give me a second.
Ah, okay. What should we talk about?
This amazing storage room thing.
And
Storage room
no,
for what?
Peach is apparently doing an amazing
Slime.
storage room for slimes.
Yes.
That, yeah,
Earlier today,
this is
I
even.
was like
This
trying.
odd. You know,
I was-
feels even.
We were redoing our slime farm to make it a bit better just make it a bit better and nicer looking and cleaner redstone and so on. Redstone in a slime farm. The wiki said I only use fire. Yeah. Also, we still have no clue what we're gonna put on the walls, so I don't know. Maybe you guys
leave
have great
suggestions.
ideas and leave suggestions. It would be fun.
Beacons is not an option.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course it is.
Also,
for
like for the
fuck.
floor, we're like voting. What should we do? Like flooded, glowstone, sea lanterns, ice, slabs with a pattern, carpet with a pattern, stuff like that.
No carpet, that can burn. And no wood, that can also burn.
No
And
glass because it
apparently,
can
no
break.
one likes spawn proving with cake.
Oh.
Got
You
like
can
not a
actually
single
do
vote.
that.
You can spawn with stuff with cake.
Yes.
I asked you guys, and you said you all wanted ice. So no, we're not doing that.
Yeah,
We
but,
didn't really
like
have
cake
enough
on
of
top of ice.
a big enough cake supply, and
Oh,
ice
like-
we
We
had
can make cake.
about enough.
Cake are one
We can
emerald
trade
each.
for cake.
Yeah, but do we have 48,000 emeralds?
Yes.
Yes, most likely.
84,000.
Yes, most likely.
Yes. Have you checked my chest in personal storage?
Yeah, Norwegian has like 3 double chests of blocks. I have 2 double
Oh, then
chests.
that 3 double chests of blocks. That's enough.
I think like at the trading place you have like half a double chest or something.
But you also need some emeralds for unlocking again, so. Don't worry.
I think
No,
we're
you can
fine.
use carrots, potatoes, and pumpkins for unlocking. We don't
Oh.
need that.
Well, we don't
That's
have.
true. We
I
can
don't
also like get a lot more emeralds if we just trade with the farmers. Anyway, vote.
Yeah, I guess I kind of have something. I know it's a bit hard to find something, but this is so hard. Oh well. Let me quickly Google this to see if it's gonna work or not. Yeah,
Just make
that's
a.
not it.
Well,
Yes, Niels?
do you want a quote or a math problem or what?
I'm
You
working
can
on
do
a
a math
quote.
problem. Maybe just do a math problem you have to solve anyway. Just
Like, I
pick
can
one of
post
your
my
homework
homework in
exercises
chat if you guys
and
want to do that.
just ask
Oh,
that
guys.
fine.
Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna say this whether or not, like whether it's searchable or not. I think it's actually gonna be easily searchable. But
Just do something.
yes. I've been also I should say this is paraphrasing. I'm changing some parts because else it would be really easy to search like names and such. I've been the most powerful being here since my arrival. Of course, I could have stopped him if I had desired to, but I embrace my death. It must occur if the world is to be balanced. That is the quote, and yeah, I think it's not gonna be easy, hard to. I think it's actually pretty easy to find, but let's give it a try. See if people find it. And it relates to also one of my favorite storylines of you can find on the internet. So I think it's gonna be it for this week. Thanks for watching, people.
Thanks for listening. I'm
Yeah,
out.
thanks
Listening.
for
I
listening.
don't know. It's like a video. Ugh, it's been
Bye
too late.
guys.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
See you next week.
Bye.